Prabhu, can you tell us, explain Krishna consciousness in a nutshell?
One becomes Krishna conscious. Krishna conscious. We are conscious, right? We are conscious beings. But when we are conscious of not just ourselves, but we are conscious of God, that is Krishna consciousness. I'll tell you in 5 layers. First step to be Krishna conscious is to accept Krishna as God. The second is to accept his teachings. The third is to accept his devotees. Fourth is to accept the instructions of his devotees. And finally is to accept just the whims of Krishna, the way he wants to play with you. That's the ultimate level of Krishna consciousness.
That's very elevated, Prabhu. That's almost like the 8th instruction of Lord Chaitanya in Shikshastakara, right? To accept the Lord
Ashlishava, yes.
How do you get to that? That's very elevated.
Oh, that 8 we have to go to first. Cheto Darpana Marjanam. The Ashlishyava Padaratam, this 8th final instruction of just surrendering completely and being at Krishna's mercy, whether he embraces us or rejects us. That stage comes with the first following the first teaching, which is to chant the holy name and experience the 7 benefits. Cleansing of the heart, Cheto Darbana Marjanam, Bhavamahada, Vagni Nirvarpanam. So like that, one by one, we experience the 7 different flames of this fire of Sankirtan, and then we have to to reach there, because one of the questions that one of the senior monks asked my spiritual master is how to become Ashlishyava Padaratam. Before that, my spiritual master would often quote this. Before that comes Trinada Pishuni Chena, being more humble than the blade of grass, being more tolerant than a tree, offer respect to others and expecting none in return. And in this mood, constantly chanting the holy name, then we can reach that stage of being ultimately very Krishna conscious in the mood of the gopis, especially Srimati Radharani. Yeah.
Also for our spiritual life, also is very important to have some nectar, and also the stories and pastimes are attractive. Do you have a particular attraction for any pastimes or leelas you want to tell?
Oh, yes, definitely. I do regularly ensure that I read Chaitanya Charitamrita, Srimad Bhagavatam, and also I read some Ramayana. I'm in touch with all these 3 literatures, because Sridhara Swami explains, not Sridhara Swami, it's Jiva Goswami. He explains, there's a verse, because in the 11th canto Bhagavatam, there is a mention about who is the Yugavatara, the incarnation for the age of Kali, who's teaching us the Yuga Dharma, right? And this verse comes, Tyaktva suduschida surepshitalaja lakshmim dharmishta arya vachasaya dagadharanyam maya mrigam daipsa itsita anvadhavat vande mahapurushate charanaravindam. So who is that Mahapurusha? It can refer to all these 3 personalities. It is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, it is Krishna, and also it is Sri Ramachandra. So we have all these leelas. You want me to tell any leela right now?
That's beautiful. So is that why Lord Chaitanya appeared with Sadbhuj?
Shadbhuj, yes, exactly. Shadbhuj Gauranga. You're right.
Yes, you can tell us some Gaura Leela if you like.
Okay, why not? The Gaura Leela, nectar of Gaura Leela. I like the part, one of the leelas that I would like to really tell is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the Kurma Kshetra. He went and embraced a leper. His name was Vasudeva, the leper. He was an outcast and he had all this leprosy around him, this wounds. He embraced him and then he became all right. He became totally good. That's nice. But Sanatan Goswami, when he had come to Jagannath Puri, his body had got sores because he contacted some contaminated water. But Mahaprabhu would embrace Sanatan Goswami every day, although he had sores on his body, and the pus would touch Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So he had more love for Sanatan Goswami because he embraced and he would continue doing that. And then at one point of time, Sanatan Goswami, he felt very guilty. I'm contaminating Mahaprabhu's body unnecessarily. So maybe I should drop myself in front of Jagannath Rath and give up my life. And that's when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, understanding the mind of Sanatan Goswami, gives a very important lesson, that our body belongs to Guru. So he says, your body belongs to me. You have no right over it. That is when Guru gives us a title of Das, it means that we belong to Guru and Krishna. It's a very deep pastime that happens. I just told it in a nutshell, yeah.
Sometimes we've been told that we should visit the Holy Dham, but I've seen devotees who have never been to the Holy Dham and their mind is completely absorbed in the Leelas, even though they've not been to the Holy Dham. Is it a prerequisite to, first of all, purify our consciousness, or can we still go to the Holy Dham in a premature state in where we might or might not appreciate Dham?
I would like to speak this in two ways. In the 11th canto, this verse where I spoke, 11th canto, 5th chapter, this verse, Sridhar Swami writes a commentary and he says that those devotees, especially who cannot go to the Dham, and even the Hridyanand Maharaj and others who wrote this commentary, even they say, they have written and elaborated, just by meditating on Gaur Leela, you are actually in Dham. There is no problem. So even they have not gone to Dham, just by meditating on Leela, they get the same benefit as going to Dham. Rupa Goswami writes the 5 very powerful, potent forms of devotional service. Sadhu Sangha, Nama Kirtana, Bhagavata Shravana, Mathura Vasa, Shri Murti Rasadhya Sevan. So it's associating with devotees, that is to chant the holy name, it's to hear Srimad Bhagavatam, to reside in a holy place or to serve in a holy place and to worship deities. So going to a holy place is a little difficult for many devotees, especially if you're not living in India. Not many holy places are there. But what happens when a person goes to the holy place is we are getting the bhava of the residents of the holy place. Rupa Goswami writes this. We get that bhava, we get the feelings, we get the emotion, we get the devotional ecstasies of those devotees residing there, and that's one of the reasons why we go to the holy place, to absorb that dham and to serve in the dham and to be a dhamvasi. Is it that a neophyte would go and benefit? Well, the benefit will be minimal, but because Narottam Das Thakur writes, Vishaya chadiya kabe shuddha be man, tabe amo heri bo Shri Vrindavan. When our heart is completely cleansed from all the material attachments, that is when we will be able to actually experience the Dham. Otherwise, we go to Dham, there will be some benefit. It's not that it's zero, but it's little. Yes, as they say in Spanish, una poco, a little bit, pequeña. But yes, you get maximum benefit from Dham when you are, in true sense, completely cleansed from material attachment, and we have absorbed this identity of being a servant, in the mood of servant, in the mood of service. That's when we approach a Dham, we get the Dham. And nevertheless, for those devotees who think that we are not able to go to Dhams, what is that? Prabhupada said all my temples are Vrindavan. We should have faith in this statement of Srila Prabhupada. Yeah.
I think there is a verse in Chaitanya Charitamrita that says that one cannot understand Krishna unless he worships the deity. But deity worship is a process from a previous yuga, whereas in this age the holy name is supposed to be more important.
Yes.
How can we balance between these two practices of chanting the holy name and worshiping the deity?
Yes, definitely. If you see Srila Prabhupada, he arranged a system of initiation. The first initiation was called the Harinam Diksha, where we chant the holy name, Harinama. And the second initiation is the Brahmana Diksha. And usually after this particular initiation, one starts worshipping the deities in the temple. Right? So usually these are the two particular initiations given for two processes. Holy name is something that everybody can chant. Mahaprabhu. We could pause this.
Yeah.
No problem, you can cut this out.